Guys, so I want to give you the idea of graphing functions. So, graphs of functions. Alright, so first things first, I just want to define what a graph is. And this is going to be one of the more crucial things, so this should absolutely 100% go in your head. So the definition is the graph of a function f is the set of points, set of points, and I usually just mark those, right, by drawing a line through them or something, x, f of x. So one thing you might think is when you look at this thing, I want you to think that's a input comma output pair. And that's all a graph is. So for example, if I wanted to graph f of x is 2x plus 1, right? The thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, first things first, let me make a table of some convenient values. And usually I like to pick nice numbers. So nice numbers are 0, 1, 2, maybe -1 and -2 if you really want to go for overkill. And then I want to plug these into my function and see what I get, right? So I've already picked the inputs that I'm going to use. Now I want to get the outputs so I can draw this picture. We get the outputs. I take 0, plug it in for x. I'm going to get 1 out. When I plug 1 in for x, I'm going to get 2 times 1 plus 1 gives me 3. When I plug 2 in, I get 2 times 2 plus 1 gives me 5. If I plug -1 in, I get -2 plus 1 is -1. And when I plug -2 in, I get -4 plus 1 gives me -3. Okay? And then when I want to actually graph that thing, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put some labels on some axes, x and y. And then let's see, I need some tick marks. So I needed 0, 1, 2, -1, -2 for the x's, right? Those are the inputs. And so now I need to graph. So this is an input-output pair, right? So I put a dot at that input-output pair. So 0, 1 means I go over 0, up 1, put a dot. Now 1, 3, being an input-output pair, means I need a 1 over 3 up, dot. 2, 5 means I need to go over 2 in the x, and then the f of x is 5 corresponding to that, so I need to go, up here. Oops. And I sort of drew off kilter, but my scale's a little bit off. And then -1, -1 means I need to go back 1, down 1, back 1, down 1. -2, -3 means back 2, down 1, 2, 3 here. And I can see when I connect the dots that what I'm getting here is a line. That connect the dots step is just a touch subtle. You have to know that you're doing a good job connecting the dots, which sometimes is hard. You can trust me that things that look like the functions we're talking about today are lines, and so you can connect the dots with a straight line. Later we'll talk about shapes for specific things. Cool? I forgot one last thing. You really should label the function you're talking about. So this function in particular, I might label as, okay, this graph I'm talking about is f of x is 2x plus 1, right? Or I might label it, I think your book usually uses labels like y equals f of x, and then they write the rule off on the side. But I like to write that rule kind of straight on the function so I don't forget what it was that I was talking about. Cool?